Hello, hello, hello friends. My name is Tony Brown. Thank you for joining us for today's vegan cooking class. Today I will be making some vegan meatballs in gravy using the Impossible Burger. I'm also doing some roasted asparagus and some red skin mashed potatoes. Let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and season my asparagus. I've already washed it, trimmed the ends, and I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of this roasted garlic and herb seasoning. A little bit of salt. And then also some extra virgin olive oil. Sprinkle that all across the top. And then I'm going to put these in a preheated 400-degree oven for 20-25 minutes. The next thing I'll get started are my red skin potatoes. I've already washed and peeled half of the potatoes. I don't like a lot of the red skin in it, just about half. So I peel them halfway and leave half of the skin on. I have a pot of water already boiling on my stove top, so I'm going to go ahead and take the potatoes and drop them in the boiling water. Cook those until they are tender. And just for reference, that was about 6 potatoes that I washed. Of course, if you have a large family, you want to do more than that. While my asparagus is roasting and my potatoes are boiling, I'm going to go ahead and do my meatballs. So since we're not eating eggs, we are going to go ahead and make an egg replacer from flaxseed, and this is ground flaxseed. This is called a flax egg. For your flax egg, all you take is 1 tablespoon of the ground flaxseed and mix it with 2.5 tablespoons of warm water. I'm going to do 2 flax eggs, so I'm doing 2 tablespoons of the flaxseed and then 5 tablespoons of the warm water. So that's 2 tablespoons of the flaxseed. And then I'm going to do 5 tablespoons of warm water. Mix this all together and then set aside while you prepare the other ingredients. For this recipe, I will be using some fresh parsley. I have some already washed here. I'm going to show you a quick trick how to get the parsley off the stem. So you want to start with a single stem like that, and take you a colander or a strainer, whichever one you call it. Stick the stem through one of the holes like that, and then you simply pull, and ta-da, it takes the parsley off for you. I'm going to show you one more time. I think I may have been out of range there. So stick it through one of the holes, the stem, and then pull, and it pulls the parsley out for you. That one kind of got stuck in the hole. So I'm going to continue doing this, and then I'm going to rough chop my parsley to add to my meatball mixture. Okay, I've rough chopped that parsley. I'm going to use about half of this amount in my meatballs. The other is going in our red skin mashed potatoes. If you need measurements, I'll say this is about 2 tablespoons that I'm going to add into the meatballs, and then the other 2 I'll put in my red skin mashed potatoes. I'll set this aside for one moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up the Impossible Burger. This is one 12-ounce package. Put that in the bowl. Kind of broke apart on me there. And then I have about a 1/4 cup of finely chopped onion. I'm gonna throw that in. And then I have a 1/2 cup of plain panko breadcrumbs. And this is the kind I get from Walmart. Make sure it says plain because the other has cheese in it. So get the plain. And then I'm going to put some soy sauce in, just about 1/8 of a cup. Go ahead and put that 2 tablespoons of fresh chopped parsley. And then I have 3 cloves of garlic that I'm going to put in. Just put those in my garlic press. And then you remember the flax egg that I made at the beginning of the video. Once you let it sit, it's going to get real thick like this. And that is going to be our binder. And then you can sprinkle in a little bit of whatever seasonings you like. Just a little bit of salt here because the soy sauce has a lot of salt. A little bit of onion powder and garlic powder. And if you want a little bit of black pepper. And I also like to drizzle a little bit of olive oil in here as well. Just a little drizzle. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and mix all of that up. All right, everything's mixed well. Now I'm just gonna start shaping these into balls. And you can do the balls as big or as little as you like. All right, here are my uncooked meatballs. I'm about to go ahead and fry these up in the pan on medium heat. Drizzle a little bit of olive oil there, let that heat up. And then I will put these delicious meatballs in the pan. We'll move on to our gravy and mashing our potatoes and turning those into some wonderful vegan mashed potatoes. And my asparagus in the oven is almost done. Right, I'm gonna go ahead and drop these babies in. Cook them 1 to 2 minutes on each side. While the meatballs are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and do the mashed potatoes. My potatoes are done, and I've drained all the water. I'm going to go ahead and mash those. Sorry for the beating. And this is something that I just kind of made up. I don't have any real measurements. I'll try to give you the measurements as best as I can. But to the mashed potatoes, I'm going to add in Mayoko's vegan butter. And it comes in a block like this. So I usually add about this much. If you can see that. Okay. Put that in. I'm also going to throw in the 2 tablespoons of parsley, and again that's a rough estimate of parsley. I'm going to add in some nutritional yeast. If I had to guess on that, that's about a tablespoon of nutritional yeast. And then I'm going to add in a little bit of garlic powder. You can season according to your taste. A little bit of onion powder. Season according to your taste. A little bit of black pepper, ground black pepper. A little salt. And then to get it creamy, I like to use this vegan protein broth. Now I just pour it in, see if I need a little bit more, pour in more. Again, I don't have exact measurements on this, but I think we all kind of know how mashed potatoes should be, the consistency. You don't want them soupy, you don't want them not creamy enough. So sometimes we just have to pour a little in at a time until we get to the consistency that we want. Alright, my mashed potatoes are done. They're the right creamy consistency for me. This is what we're looking like. Heaven in a pot. Look at God and look at these mashed potatoes. Hallelujah. Alright, let's get back to the meatballs. Alright, my meatballs are done. Go ahead and pull them out of the skillet. They will be going back in. But right now we're going to make some gravy. Get these all pulled out and then we'll start on that gravy. Alright, I'm going to pour just a little bit more olive oil in my pan. And I'm putting in 2 cups of sliced baby bell mushroom. Saute these about 5-7 minutes, okay? And it's on medium heat. Alright, I've sauteed my mushrooms. Now I'm going to drop in some all-purpose flour. Just going to whisk it around like that. This is going to help thicken up our gravy. Don't worry about any little lumps because we are going to whisk all of those out. That was about 1/8 cup. Next, I'm going to take some Better Than Bouillon seasoned vegetable base. I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of that in some warm water. And that's 2 cups of warm water. Give it a little whisk. Pour that in the skillet. I'm going to whisk as I pour, okay? Whisk as I pour. I'm going to let this continue to cook on medium. Until it thickens up. Keep whisking while it thickens. All right, my gravy is thickening up nicely. I'm gonna add in 1/4 cup of vegan whipping cream, and I'll show you the brand that I use here. I just like this to get a little creamy texture, but it's the Silk Heavy Whipping Cream alternative. It is dairy free. And add 1/4 cup of that and continue whisking and cooking on medium heat. I'm also going to put in some parsley at this point, about 1 tablespoon. I'll let that continue cooking, and then I'm going to put my vegan meatballs back in so they can reheat, plate everything up, and just have myself a happy little dinner. All right, my gravy is looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and put those meatballs back in. Spoon some of that good gravy over the meatballs. Yum, yum, yum. Yum, 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 yum. Can you tell I'm hungry? I am hungry and I am ready to eat. Alright, I'm going to let these simmer for another 5 minutes. Plate it all up. My meatballs with mushroom gravy, red skin mashed potatoes, and roasted asparagus. Yummy, 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 yummy. All done, looking yummy. Can't wait to dig in. All plated and ready to eat. And I'm going to take a little bit of that gravy and spoon it over my potatoes. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. I do hope you all enjoyed this vegan cooking class. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. Bon appetit.